Hey y'all, we are still dealing with some congestion and sickness over here, so my voice is still not great, so I'm so sorry about that, but I have a really interesting video today. I've had both of these NYX palettes. This is the Love Lust Disco. This one's Live and Lavish, and this guy is Rose and Play. These came out a few weeks ago. I got them on Ulta. I've used them a few times, and I wanted to review both of them, so we use both in today's video. You guys know that NYX palettes are very hit or miss for me, so I thought this was interesting. If you are new to my channel, hi, I hope you stick around. But I always prime my eyelids with concealer, and I always set them with a powder. So in every review or tutorial, I always do that. So once we go in to applying, that is already done, just so you guys know what my base is. So I hope you guys enjoy, and I hope you subscribe and click that bell, and let's hop in. Okay, so we're gonna take this palette. Which one is this? This is the Live and Lavish. And this one is Rose and Play. So two different palettes. We kind of have a more rose based one. I'm sure I told you guys all about that in the intro. So we're gonna grab this palette first and take this shade right here. I have used these, but it's been pretty minimal, but I do pretty much know how I feel at this point about them. So let me grab a mirror. Alright, so we're gonna start this out in our upper crease and just hopefully try to build it up. You can see there's not a whole lot of pigment, but it is a much lighter shade. So I'm just putting that everywhere, and then I'm just really gonna try to blow this out. I don't want this shade to be too prominent. You know how transitions work, but I'm just gonna spend a little extra time just making sure it's blended. These don't blend super easily, but I wouldn't say they're harsh either. So just a little bit of extra time. Now we're gonna pop over into the other palette and go in with this shade right here. And there is a bit of kick up in the palette. You can see it on this shade, but it's not too bad. I just make sure if my makeup is done first, I make sure I tap off my brush. And you guys, I live in Kentucky, and it has gotten so cold. Like, unbelievably cold. Now this shade is beautiful. It was like in the teens today, and we got our first snow. We sure did. In November, we got our very first snow. So I'm sitting in front of two windows, and I'm just looking out at a whole bunch of snow. We only got a couple of inches. For the past several years, we've really not gotten a whole lot of snow. But yeah, we totally got snow today, but our roads were good. We live in the country, and our roads were actually really good. They did a good job. We had school today. I was kind of shocked with that, but we sure did have school today. So I'm just taking a little bit of time blending my edges out here. That shade is beautiful. I hadn't used that shade before, and that would be beautiful even as just like a one shadow look. I'm so sorry. My voice is getting better, and I'm feeling better day by day, but we're still not 100%. That is for dang sure. Now I hope these shades work well together. I'm trying to use the ones that I'm really drawn towards, and I really like this shade. It's almost like a mustardy shade, so we're gonna see how it goes with this shade on our eyes. If it doesn't look good, we'll cover it with a darker brown. No worries. So we're gonna try this guy. I'm gonna put this right in the outer corner and just kind of tap it in, and then start to take it into the crease just a little bit. Definitely tapping off the brush, because it is picking up quite a bit and I don't want that to fall all over my face. If I could talk, it would be wonderful. Man, the tone of this shade is beautiful. The sun is coming out and it is so hard to look out there. It's so bright. But my lighting should be good today. Alright, so I'm just going to take my time here. I don't know why I keep saying that. I don't know. I think I'm taking my time on everything because I'm sick and it's a really slow process. So that's what we're doing. I'm just going to take this shade about 3/4 of the way in. Grab the brush that we used with the shade out of the Rosé palette. And then I'm going to put that right on the edges just to reiterate it a bit. Did I use that right? I'm not sure. But I'm going to put that right on the edge just to re-intensify it. So I hope everybody's doing well. I hope you guys haven't been sick like I have. Oh my word. This is the longest I've been sick in so long. And it sucks. It sucks ass. In this palette, there's more of a pinky white shade. So I'm going to grab that on that brush, tap off our excess. In the warmer palette, they have more of a creamy white, but it's pretty stout. So I'm just going to put this shade right onto the brow bone. I'm not one that likes a big in-your-face brow bone highlight. Normally I like a matte shade. So I like that they have that in there in both palettes. And it's crazy now, this is going to be a rant. It is crazy now that people are already putting up their Christmas stuff. Traditionally with my family, we never put up Christmas trees or decorations until after Thanksgiving. But now it is starting before Thanksgiving and right after Halloween. Like, wow. But my youngin' absolutely loves Christmas. He is so into the decorations and Christmas music, and he just loves it. I'm just adding a bit more of our mustardy shade. When we blended it, it kind of lost a bit of its pigment. But yeah, my youngin' absolutely loves Christmas. Like, everything about Christmas. The music, everything. And like, I'm not a fan of Christmas music, but it makes me happy just to hear him singing. So, man, I'm pretty chatty in this video. But yes, okay. Let me see where I want to go. This is the problem that I have with these palettes. The shimmers are very, very dry. They're not great. Let me do a few swatches so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Like this gold shade right here, I would definitely recommend putting down a glitter glue because it is a very chunky and fall all over your face type of shade. And then in this palette, sorry, my camera rudely shut off. But in this palette, this shade right here feels very wet and metallic and nice. Like that's really the only one in both palettes that is like a true metallic to me. But then you've got the others here that, I don't know, they feel much drier. In my opinion, the shimmers in this palette are better. Like even this one feels more of what you would traditionally know as a metallic. Like some of them are just so dry. But this one, in my opinion, is way better. Let me swatch this darker brown. Yeah, I really like this plummy brown. It's not near the intensity of this guy right here, but I like it. This one is more of that kind of topper-ish style where it has some glitter in it, but there are a few of the swatches. They're not great, but these in this palette, they're just, in my opinion, they're just not up to par. They're just not good. They're very dry, like I said. They're not as pigmented, just not my favorite. So we're of course gonna use this palette. I'm gonna take this dark brown here. It's kind of like a plummy brown. So we're gonna put this on, oh shoot. Well, there went fallout everywhere. Holy cow. All right. Let's hope that the fallout comes off of my face. So this shade's a lot darker than the mustardy brown color. So what I'm gonna do is we'll grab a darker brown, but at least we got to see that color because that color is beautiful. All right, I would not recommend using your finger to put these on. Maybe wet a brush, that would be better because I have an absolute ton of fallout. So some of it came off and some of it is still right here. You can see it, it's just not gonna come off. Oh no, I just got that all over my jeans. Okay, back to our scheduled program here. Let's grab a bit of the dark brown in this palette, and holy cow, there's a lot of kick up here. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Whew. Alright, that one definitely has a lot of kick up. I'm gonna put that right on our outer edge. Alright, we're just gonna try it right now. I'm gonna grab a brush, wet it, and we're gonna go back in with that dark shade because this fallout is so bad. Even with the dark matte out of this palette, it's just falling on my face. I don't know why. I'm tapping off my brush, but hold that thought. Alright, I have a wet brush here, and let's tap this on the eyes. Okay guys, this brush is not working for me. Let's try again. Man, I'm having a bit of trouble out of this shade. Okay, yeah, it shows up much more purple when you wet it. So I'm just gonna tap along this edge here so that way it's not a distinct line. So sorry guys, I've got something again falling on my face. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. I'm gonna try a little bit more of the dark brown and really tap my brush off, and then just lightly blend that edge. Okay, like this shade, it turned where I wet it, it's much more purple, but there's not a whole lot of reflect to it. It's, I don't know. It almost turned more matte-like. I guess it's more of a satin finish. That's how I'm going to describe it. The inner corner, I'm going to take this shade right here, put that on a pointy pencil brush, and then stick it right in there. That is a pretty shade. Okay, lower lash line. I think we'll take this one as our focal point first. Yeah, these are definitely powdery. You definitely want to tap your brush off. Just connect it to that outer edge there. And I brought this shade all the way from outer to inner corner. I'm gonna grab this guy right here that we used as our transition. Man, these are friggin' powdery. I'm gonna run that right below and just continue to build it up little by little. I don't want to go in with too much. I'm going to grab a little bit of the dark brown. I cannot talk while I'm doing that. And I'm just sticking that really tight right on that lower lash line. The rosé shade over here, this guy kind of blended away. So I'm going to grab it again and just re-intensify it. And I am going to take a little bit of this guy right here. Like, wow. Guys, these are so powdery. Like, I don't know if you can see it on this brush. I barely stuck my brush in. Like, holy cow, powdery. Wow. These, wow. I don't even know anymore. Like, wow, wow, wow. I'm just gonna put that right at the very top of the brow bone. But yeah, you guys seen how these performed. I wanted to use both palettes together because I did not think that it was worth a video each. So I'm gonna go off camera, do this eye, throw on some brows and lashes, and we'll be back to finish talking about this. Okay guys, so this is the whole face done, and let's talk a little bit about these. These are $20 a piece, so you can see the little price tag right here. So I have $40 in my hand. I think that you can get so many other palettes, especially in that price range, that blow these out of the water. The mattes in here are pretty good, very powdery like you've seen, but you can make them work. The shimmers in here are not great. That's the real downfall, in my opinion. The shimmers just, they're not metallics. Like I said, this one is better, but either way you go, they're not a $20 palette. Like the quality just is not there. Now the other NYX palettes, the bigger ones in the plastic packaging, I like those. Surprisingly, I like those. These don't even compare. I mean, not at all. So long story short, the mattes you can make work. They're not awful. The shimmers fall very, very short, and I just don't think these are worth $20 in any way, shape, or form. I would think, what would I pay for these? I would say maybe $8 to $10 tops. They're just not great palettes. And if anything, I would get the Rosé and Play palette. If you do want one of these palettes or they go on sale, this one is far better than this one in my opinion. The shimmers in here are just not good. I mean, you can grab any of these shimmers, like this guy right here, and it's like, oh, it barely shows up on your hand. Like it just, they don't. I'll grab another one. I mean, they don't have much of a pop. So this one is a hard pass. Like I said, if it goes on sale or if you really want one of these palettes, this one is far better. But in my opinion, no, you can do so much better for $20. So much better. Lots of Morphe palettes. I like several of those. Milani palettes. BH Cosmetics has great palettes. NYX. These are such a miss for me. Such a miss. And I mean, if you were going to buy both, that's $40. You can buy a high-end palette for that. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Please excuse my voice. We're getting there. We're getting better. But I hope you guys subscribe and click that bell. And I hope to see you in my next one. Stay warm and stay safe out there. Bye, guys.